First, welcome to the video. Today we will explain the risks of having your green card approved while you are living or staying abroad for an extended period during adjustment of status. We will outline the continuous residence requirement, how travel on advance parole differs from travel on H-1B, what happens if approval occurs while absent, potential re-entry issues, naturalization complications, and what steps to take if this happens to you. Next, let us set the stage. Adjustment of status requires maintaining an intent to reside permanently in the United States. Extended absences, even with strong ties like property or bank accounts, can cast doubt on that intent. That is why understanding these rules before you leave matters a great deal. Then, here is our agenda. We will cover continuous residence basics, the difference between advance parole and H-1B travel, the controversy of approval while abroad, re-entry challenges, naturalization pitfalls, a concrete action plan, and final takeaways. Before we proceed, please note this is educational content, not legal advice. Individual cases vary, and you should consult an experienced immigration attorney regarding your specific situation. Moving on, the continuous residence requirement is central to adjustment of status. The process presumes you are in the United States and intend to remain. Officers consider evidence of your intent, such as employment, housing, tax filings, and family life. However, long absences can undermine this showing and may be viewed as abandonment of intent to reside in the United States. Furthermore, let us compare advance parole with H-1B. Advance parole permits temporary travel without abandoning the pending I-485, but it is intended for short trips and not for relocating abroad. Extended time away can raise intent concerns. By contrast, H-1B is a dual intent status, allowing continued pursuit of permanent residence while maintaining H-1B employment. Even so, lengthy absences still undermine the fundamental requirement to intend to live in the United States. Neither option eliminates the need to maintain residence intent. Next, this flowchart illustrates decisions around travel while I-485 is pending. It starts from having a pending application, then asks whether travel is necessary. If not, the recommendation is to remain in the United States and continue building evidence of residence intent. If travel is necessary, the chart branches to advance parole or H-1B. Under advance parole, short trips of limited duration are lower risk if you document ties. However, extended stays of months or more are high risk and may trigger intent concerns. Under H-1B, travel tied to valid employment with the sponsor is relatively safer but not risk-free, particularly if the absence becomes lengthy. All paths converge at re-entry, where CBP reviews the situation and may question or even challenge the approval if intent appears lacking. Now, let us examine the controversy. In rare cases, an I-485 may be approved while the applicant is abroad for an extended period. This may occur due to administrative oversight, or because the file was not flagged for abandonment. However, approval under those circumstances does not remove the underlying requirement of intent to reside in the United States. As a result, immediate risks can arise at re-entry and later when applying for naturalization. After that, this timeline outlines key milestones: filing the I-485, deciding on travel, distinguishing brief trips from long absences, the rare event of approval while abroad, return to the United States with potential CBP scrutiny, and finally, the naturalization stage, where continuous residence and physical presence are reviewed. It emphasizes increasing scrutiny and the importance of documentation at each step. Meanwhile, on re-entry, CBP officers may focus on whether you maintained continuous residence and intent, especially if your approval coincided with a long absence. Depending on the facts, the outcome could range from routine inspection to detailed questioning, or, in extreme cases, initiation of removal proceedings based on a claim that the green card was issued in error. Preparing with legal counsel and organized evidence is crucial. Next, here is a quick question. Which travel basis generally offers stronger protection for maintaining adjustment of status while traveling? Option A. Advance parole used for extended relocation. Option B. H-1B travel tied to valid employment with the sponsoring employer. Option C. Advance parole used for frequent long trips. Option D. Tourist status while I-485 is pending. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. Now, the correct answer is H1B, travel tied to valid employment with the sponsoring employer. H1B allows dual intent and typically offers stronger protection than extended use of advance parole, though long absences remain risky. Subsequently, at naturalization, you must prove continuous residence and physical presence for the statutory period. If you were absent for a long time when the I-485 was approved, that period may receive intensive scrutiny. In some cases, this can lead to denial of naturalization and a review of the underlying permanent resident status itself. Consequently, if your I-485 was approved while you were abroad, act quickly. Consult an experienced immigration attorney. Prepare a tailored reentry strategy. Gather evidence proving your ongoing intent to reside in the United States, such as housing, employment, tax filings, school enrollment, and family documentation where possible. Align your return with active employment or a clear relocation plan. Bring comprehensive evidence packets on the day of travel. Avoid using advance parole to justify a long relocation. If you rely on H-1B, ensure your status and employment are unequivocally valid. Finally, anticipate N-400 scrutiny later by keeping meticulous records of residence and travel. Additionally, here is a concise evidence checklist to carry: employment documentation like an offer letter and pay stubs, housing evidence such as leases or mortgages and utilities, family and community documentation including school enrollment, financial ties like bank statements and tax returns, travel records such as I-94 history, and a letter from counsel explaining the reentry strategy. In parallel, this sequence diagram shows the interactions at the port of entry. The traveler arrives and presents documents. The CBP officer reviews the file and, if a long absence is flagged, questions the traveler's intent. The traveler provides a prepared evidence packet. The officer may refer the case to secondary inspection, during which an attorney might be consulted by phone. Outcomes range from admission as a lawful permanent resident to admission with a warning, referral to deferred inspection, or, in serious cases, initiation of removal proceedings if the approval is suspected to have been issued in error. Next, here is another question. True or false? Having the physical green card guarantees trouble-free entry to the United States, no matter how long your absence was when the card was approved. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. Now, the correct answer is false. Even if you hold the physical green card, CBP can challenge your entry if the circumstances suggest the approval was granted despite a lack of continuous residence or intent to reside in the United States. Finally, here is a quick recap in Markdown format. Keep trips truly temporary while adjustment of status is pending. Continuously document your life in the United States. Remember that long absences lead to high scrutiny at re-entry and later during naturalization. When uncertain, consult legal counsel before planning extended travel. In conclusion, the essential points are these. Adjustment of status presumes you are in the United States and intend to remain. Advance parole is meant for temporary travel, not for long-term relocation. H-1B can provide better protection during necessary travel, but long absences remain risky. Approval while abroad can lead to CBP challenges and future naturalization complications. If approval happened while you were away, consult an attorney promptly and prepare a robust reentry plan supported by documentation. To wrap up, maintain continuous residence and intent throughout adjustment of status. Travel carefully, understanding AP's limits and H-1B responsibilities. If your green card was approved while you were abroad, do not re-enter without a strategic plan and evidence. Finally, expect naturalization scrutiny if you had long absences near the time of approval. As a final note, thank you for watching. If this video helped, please like, share, and subscribe. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments so others can learn from your experience as well.